Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. We are back with a fun show here to get the weekend started. And again, I apologize for my voice this week. Not the best, but hanging in there, trying to get these shows out there for you. My good friends Ricky and Scott join me for today's show, and we play the Disney Stock Watch. What stocks are going up in the Disney universe and what stocks are going down as far as just things happening when it comes to Disney. So we're talking about how the C-suite executives word things, or the Halloween party. Ricky has a discussion on that. How are things are going in the theme parks, soaring even. So here are our thoughts on these things, and then add yours over in the clubhouse or Sunday night for the live call-in show. Don't forget, today's podcast always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much for your support on Patreon. Our Patreon supporters keep us on the air, so thank you to everybody who supports us over there. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this weekend. We'd sure love to have you. Patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2777 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're getting ready for a big weekend, a great weekend. I know we are here in these parts of the world. It is Beat Bama weekend. That's right. Big one in about 24 hours here in central Missouri. We're going to find out how our football team is. Can't wait to be out at the zoo and see how this one goes. Because you guys know, typically kind of a fan of the Crimson Tide, but not right now. We're going to see how this goes. Bo and company. I'm out Hardy. Let's go. MIZ. Let's have a big one tomorrow afternoon in Como. But, we are here not to talk college football, even though we might have just a couple more minutes of that in just a second. We're going to be talking Disney, and we're going to have the Disney Stock Watch, what Disney's doing well right now, and what Disney needs to work on right now, where we'd buy that stock and sell that stock today in our little simulation. But I have my friends here to get us into the weekend. We're going to have a good time talking Disney. So Scotty G joining us here from Must See Adventures. Scotty G, speaking of college football, you just spent the past weekend up in Lincoln, Nebraska with our good friend Wade. So how was that up in Cornhusker country?
Happy Friday. Yeah, Nebraska nice, as they like to call it. Yeah, that was a wonderful time. That stadium is really great. I would say the majority of their fans were good. You had a couple, not so good, but that was few and far between. We were treated very well. Obviously by Wade and Shelley and the family, but by the Nebraska fans were overall really pleasant to be around with. The game didn't go quite how I wanted it. It was kind of a boring game. The Michigan State had a decent third quarter, and then it just all fell to pieces in the fourth. But that's okay. But yeah, it was a wonderful time. Got to try a runza, as you were telling me on a couple live shows ago. But yeah, just great hospitality, really quick weekend, and now I can't believe the weekend's already here again. Crazy.
And time goes quickly. And I'll tell you what, it goes so quickly, I forgot to hit the live button. So we have this recorded. For everybody listening to the podcast, you're good. You're getting the whole show. But for everybody listening live, hey, here we are. It's like, I'm telling you what, I just told the crew I'm in a fog. But here we are. It's a miracle I'm in this seat. So anyway, glad you had a good time in Nebraska. Lincoln's a great town. It really is. Nebraska fans. Wade's awesome. just kidding. There's a little bit of a rivalry. There's a rivalry between Mizzou and Nebraska over the years, but
yeah, I had a couple moments where they're kind of irritating me, the fans. But I'm in their house though. But most of them were definitely respectful. But yeah, I mean, Lincoln was interesting because it's different than Michigan State, where they're both capital areas, the capital cities, but Michigan State's campus is just a little off from like our main Lansing town, so like the campus feels like a little bit smaller, where Nebraska's feels bigger in a way, but yet like the school student population is about the same or smaller even. So I don't know, it just felt kind of different, but it was a cool town. Great host, golfed and did all the Lincoln, Nebraska good eats and all that. So Valentino's pizza, it was a great time.
Oh, Valentino's. We always went to Valentino's when we were there for speed skating. That was one of our haunts to get our
I had
carbs.
a pepperoni and cream cheese pizza. Never had cream cheese on a pizza before.
Oh, dude,
and that was fire.
good.
That was really good. Really enjoyed that.
Oh, dude, that sounds awesome. Right about. What'd you think of the Runza? Was that something you did again?
It was. So Liz and I got one to share, and then we ordered because you can get like a burger at the Runza like fast food chains. So we got like our own little combo meal too. And the Runza was surprisingly really good. Like I kind of enjoyed it. I was like, oh dang, I could have done this as my own meal. But we shared the Runza. We thought it was good. I was a little scary at first, but definitely enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
And they do a thing called frings. So do you want fries? Do you want onion rings? Or you can do frings and get both as your little side, like fried deliciousness to go with your burger. So I thought that's kind of cool.
Why would you never not get Frinks?
I would always 100% get frings.
Exactly,
right?
dude. Why is that a question? Why is that a thing everywhere? Frinks. Yeah, Frings.
I like frings.
Frings. Yeah. Let's make frings a thing. Let's come on. Let's go. All right, Ricky's here. Ricky, are you pro frings? She's from a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com and the Mouse for Less. I mean, you absolutely have to be pro frings, right? Come on.
Yes, I'm 100% pro frings. That sounds amazing. I would absolutely be here for it. And bring it on. Let's go.
So what do you have going on? I saw you did some apple picking this past weekend.
We did. Yeah, it was good. We do it every year. It's our tradition. We always go apple picking. And it was so fun because this time like Lucy really she picked all the apples out of the tree. So, she did it all herself and we had a really, really good time with that. So it's so cool because like I said, we've done it every year since I was pregnant. Well, actually, I think we did it 1 year before that too. But it's cool to see like how we've progressed as a family and how she gets bigger and, as time goes on. So it was a really, really, really good experience. So
love seeing those pictures. They grow up quickly.
Yep, she's growing up real fast.
It's fast. Scott and I can tell you that. It goes woo, like that. All right, so today we're going to have a good time. You're getting into the weekend, and this is something you can play with your family as you're traveling around over the weekend, wherever your travels take you, sitting at the dinner table tonight, what have you. We're going to play the Disney Stock Watch, and the way this works is where would you put your stock? If you're playing the stock market, it's kind of a fun little simulation. Where would you buy stock? In other words, what is Disney doing well right now? So you would put your money there like, oh man, this is trending in the right direction. I'm buying into this idea. Or where would you sell? Where is the stock going down? What is Disney trending in the wrong direction? I'm going to sell in this idea. What do I see that I don't like this right now? I need to have them fix this. If I was the CEO, we need to fix this. So we're going to first of all go around and give our buys, what we think is going up, our buys on the Disney Stock Watch. So I'll kind of lead it off just to give an idea. And I will say, so I can use my cool little sound effect because that's why I do these shows. So the first thing I would say for the Stock Watch, the going up Stock Watch here, is Disney's commercials lately have been trending in the right direction. They're getting back to selling memories and selling like family moments that I see. And maybe it's just because that's where I am. I mean, because I'm, I got kids. I've spent the last, few days just kind of watching TV, and that's all I've been doing because of my circumstances. But there's a cruise line commercial that kind of starts off showing like a family reading a storybook and like with grandparents. And then all of a sudden it's the commercial for the like third and fourth passenger, 50% off. And then it talks about making memories and getting out there, and all of a sudden, bam, they're on a cruise ship. That's a great commercial because it's talking about getting out there and making memories. There's also a commercial. Now, this one I did some research because I saw it and I'm like, God, I love this commercial, but I've never seen it. Like, when is this? What's this commercial from? And it's this new Christmas commercial for Walt Disney World, and it's like a jazzy commercial, and it looks very retro. And I don't know if you've seen it. It's been on a lot. But
Yeah,
it's
I've
like it's
seen
got
it.
like
It's
a
great.
it's got this little jazzy tune to it. It almost looks like a snow globe, and it's got, you know, all the like just the, you know, the lights and all the parks. It's very retro looking, but it's actually from 2021. I looked it up. So it's not even from this year, but they're using it a lot. But it's selling almost nostalgia because it almost looks like it could be like from the 50s, and it's got jazz music, and it's selling that, I think, that comfortable, that cozy feel of Christmas, of the holidays at Disney. And I think that's what a lot of us kind of want to get away to. I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily that you got to get into the details of, you know, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, or seeing, you know, or not seeing this year the gingerbread house at the Grand Floridian, or seeing the big tree at the Wilderness Lodge. Like, those are all details that are awesome. But I think I like the trend of just the feel. Like, cruise line memories, you know, Walt Disney World, Christmas lights, the feel, just the feel of the holidays, the glow of like the snow globe of the whole, you know, the whole property. I love that. And then there was another commercial, and I don't know if you've seen this one. I wanted to actually do a whole show on this, but I'll just kind of give this away. Have you seen the commercial where it says like, it talks about like, what's your click? Have you seen that one? It shows people like clicking in it all around property. Like, it'll show somebody clicking a seat belt. It'll show somebody clicking on a lightsaber. It's all over Walt Disney World. It'll show like, it's anything that makes like one distinct sound at Walt Disney World. I'm trying to think like what other things were. There were, there's, you know, because there's so many different sounds that like just like make one sound, and you know exactly where that sound is at Walt Disney World. But it was like, you know, like like a seatbelt on test track, you know, like a lightsaber flipping on, or there were so many of them. But then it asks at the very end, what's your click? That instantly takes you to Walt Disney World. But it was showing all around property, people getting on and off Kelly River Rapids, people on the Jungle Cruise, because it was like a walkie, like, you know how the Jungle Cruise skippers use the walkie talkie, or the kind of like a CB kind of thing, it goes, you know, like that one sound that nostalgically, you know, oh, that's from, and it like mentally takes you there. And the whole gist of the commercial is like, what's your click? What's your one click? And I'm like, genius marketing, because for a person like me, that one sound immediately takes you there. And I was thinking, I'm like, ooh, what is my one click? Like, what is that sound? Because for me, it's like that doo doo from the monorail doors. Like, boom, I'm immediately at Walt Disney. That's my text tone, but that's my one click. That's my one sound, doo doo. But yeah, I think they're marketing, because the thing is, they're going general, they're going feely. They're not getting into the minute details, which I don't think we need. They're going for the feels. And I think that is stock up on those things. So that's where I'm going with my first one. So Scotty G, what would you have? Or do you guys have any reaction to those things? I mean, we could talk about
my
that.
reaction is, I'm either in a weird market, or I don't watch that much TV, because I never see a Disney.
You haven't seen any, because I see these on Pluto TV a lot. So I watch Pluto TV a lot.
I never see Disney commercials. The last one I could think of was only because like people were sharing it like on social media, was like the towel animal one for Disney Cruise Line.
That was an all-timer. Yeah.
So that's actually the most recent one that I can think of. But I'm just sitting here listening to you, like, man, Leah, I want to see these commercials.
They're good.
I want to go to Walt Disney World. Maybe they just know that I'm going to go automatically, so they save the few.
Yeah, not for him. Not for him.
Like, we don't need to give it to him. But I see what you're saying. Like, yeah, like I think there was a time where like the commercials may have been on the weaker side, but now they're trying to bring them back up. I'd love to see like our little souvenirs style commercials again, because that is like the most epic commercial of all time for Walt Disney World. But yeah, I like where you're going with your stock up here.
I like it. Okay, so give us yours. What do you got to think Disney's doing well?
So I sold this stock a while ago. But
so
I'm
it's
buying it again.
They got the curve here. It's coming back.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm switching, and some people might not agree with me. Just hold on tight, and I'll kind of explain why. But I'm stock up. I'm buying stock into Run Disney once again. Because now the registration thing, I'm not including that. I think the registration is just like a nightmare on how that works. They still haven't really figured that out, in my opinion. But I love what they're doing with race medals and themes lately. And I feel like it's gone so up and down for me, like on how they do their race medals and themes. Maybe a few years ago we saw some great ones, and then it just kind of dipped a little bit for me, for my liking personally. But those marathon medals were released this week, and I thought those were incredible. I'm doing Wine and Dine in a few weeks. I think those look great with like the Lady and the Tramp. Like they're speaking to me. I love the Springtime Surprise where they're doing like this duos or these pairs, and Tigger. Hello, Tigger's gonna make his way onto a medal. I'm a hardcore Tigger fan. So like I really like what Run Disney is doing once again. And who's ever making the medal designs these days, like just have that team or that person be the ones doing it in the future, because I think they're doing a really good job. And I'm curious what you two think on the medals right now.
Ricky, what do you think? I mean, because you see them all. What do you think?
I saw the medals this week.
So you're talking marathon
weekend,
because those just came out this week. Yeah.
Yeah, and I loved them. I thought they were so cute. That Chip and Dale one, I mean,
That's
that
really
is
cute one.
so stinking adorable. So I think they're definitely hitting a home run with the medals right now, and then the themes too. I think that they definitely are doing some fun things that they maybe haven't done in the past. So I get where you're going with the
Yeah.
stock up on this
because
one.
it got stale for me. Like as someone that does like used to do every single race weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, I would do like 4 or 5 a year. It was outrageous. And it was starting to feel a little stale.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. Maybe it's because I was just like burnt out on it or what, but like I feel like and maybe this is just a personal take for me because it's been like 18, 20 months since I've done a Run Disney weekend, but I just really love what they're putting out there right now.
Mhm.
And it's getting me excited. And like, dang, I wish I was signed up for marathon now because I want that Chip and Dale medal. I want all those medals, but it's just really like piquing my interest again. So that's why I'm buying in. Like I'm liking what they got going on right now.
Yeah, I do like creativity. I mean, I'll be honest. Like I told Pam when I saw them, because we had time to talk about it this week when they were revealed.
Oh, you don't like them?
I don't. I mean, they're okay. But here's the thing: I don't run the races for the medals. Like I get them and I put them on the rack, and I don't care. Like the only ones that I've really got excited about were like 3 years ago. Those retro ones that everybody hated, by the way. Remember those ones that were like neon colored?
Yeah, I mean those weren't bad. Like I
got like a little poster back here. They were like 90s kind of. Those were wild.
Those, yeah.
A lot of people hated those things, but they're kind of skating rink kind of theme. I love that year because they were so out there. They are nice, but and I'm not dogging it or anything. Like I think because they're all like a storybook, right? Kind of like a book looking
it's
thing.
A storybook for marathon weekend. Yeah.
Is that like the theme? It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
like,
it is. That is the theme. But then Springtime Surprise is gonna have like the duos, and like Wine and Dine has some great like food stuff going on, and like I think they fell off the radar a little bit for me personally. I think they're doing a really good job. I know it's not. You got so many runners, right? So many Disney.
Yeah, you're not going to please everybody with every race, 100%. And
True.
that's 100%.
I think.
I'm not.
I like what they're doing. I think it's a step in the right direction, and let's just figure out the registration and maybe change some of these courses around and bring back a night race, and then I'll put all my money into Run Disney.
Let's go. Let's go. Yes, let's have some new courses in a night race. Dude, you just nailed it. Boy, yeah, stock up on that. Let's go.
I mean, so like, I'm like, because you got to diversify your portfolio a little bit, So I'm going like maybe like 60% into this one, but like if you start changing stuff like that, like maybe I'll go all in. Maybe I'll go all in. But
yeah, 100%. Like you've done it before. We could do it again. It's like. It's like, the thing, like when your sports team's dead and they come out, like they pop back out, like, dude, that's how they need to market it. Like, remember back when we used to do night races? Here he comes back out of the casket. There he is. Let's do it. It's going to be a Twilight Zone Tarv.
I mean, they did that. The thing is, we did that for like the first Springtime Surprise for Everest, but then we had bad weather again. So that's like, they just have bad luck. They just have such bad luck.
They would too. If they brought it back, there'd be a hurricane or something that week.
I know. That's why I was like, I know we're about to get the Rickies, and this doesn't be a Run Disney thing. That's why I think Mike Scopa used to say this, like, let's just have like a race at midnight instead or something. Because sometimes like the weather is more like 8, 9 o'clock is kind of bad. Like, let's just have one at midnight.
It doesn't matter cool. Because like runners are going to run whenever you tell them to run. They don't care whether it's 2, 12, 4, like it doesn't matter for the runners. Now, yeah, I'm with you. Like, give it a shot. The thing is, like, I'm with you, Scott. Like, yeah, I mean, why not? But they've also talked about doing like, I've heard all kinds of crazy things, like doing the half and the full, like on the same day, like, one starting at midnight, one starting at 6. And
That'd be wild.
that's crazy.
Could you imagine?
That's
That'd be
nuts.
crazy.
All right, Ricky,
Yeah.
what do you got for your stock?
Yeah, what
up?
you got, Ricky?
So for my stock up, I am actually gonna buy stock into Disney's Hollywood Studios. Right now the park is it's in some flux, but I feel like it's going in a good direction. We just opened up Villains, the Unfairly Ever After, which if you have not seen this show, make sure you go see it. It is so good. They did such a fantastic job with this show. It's like
We don't want to keep you up here. It's okay.
no, I know. I had coffee before I left work, and like
you're
that's
a mom.
the whole
We
thing.
get
like,
it. You're a mom of a toddler. You get it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I know, right? And I have Brian to deal with, so yeah. No,
You're a wife. Exactly. We get it.
yeah. So I'm Unfairly Ever After. It's like they wrote great music for it. It has interactivity because you can see one show and one villain will win, and then you see another show and another villain will win. I honestly thought that, like, because the audience votes, I thought that like every show was going to be Maleficent because that's the one that everybody seems to love. But the show that I saw, it was actually Captain Hook, which I loved, which I
Oh.
thought was so fantastic. I know, right?
I 100% agree. I thought Maleficent won every time.
No, Captain Hook won that day. So I was really pleasantly surprised. I'm like, score, somebody besides Maleficent won. So, like, I feel like that's a great show and a great precursor, obviously, to what they're going to do in, the upcoming Villains Land at the Magic Kingdom. But then you have, I know that a lot of people have some thoughts about Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets. Again, let's be honest. I know that a lot of people would like to see this as like another band come in. You run the same problems. You don't know who's going to create a scandal at this point in life. So, like having
The
an
Muppets
actual
are pretty safe. I doubt they're going to create
That's
a
what I'm
scandal.
saying.
Yeah.
The Muppets are pretty safe. I don't think they're going to create any scandals. So you've got that safety net there. Aerosmith is, look, let's be honest. Their music is great. I'm not going to knock their music, okay? Their music is fantastic. However, dude, they're all up there in age. Like, seriously, like we are
easy. So are a bunch of
I
us
know.
getting there.
We're
It's
one very
easy.
bad social media post away from learning that somebody is no
Stop.
longer with us. Like I'm just saying, like the time has come for them to go, and I get the love for Aerosmith.
Easy.
I
You're
really
killing
do.
off people. Slow down.
I didn't say that.
Slow
I
your
didn't
roll.
kill anybody.
God, slow your roll. This
But-
remember when we post these things, stuff happens, dude.
I know stuff happens. I
with
get
Steven,
that.
Steven Tyler is like totally telling me not to publish this show at this point.
I know. I
Stop.
get that. But like, look, Aerosmith had its.
This is
time.
on your
It's
hands.
time. Huh?
Steven
This-
Tyler doesn't love this idea.
This show
No,
is
he
this
does
show
not.
is
Doesn't love
this
that
show.
idea.
This
Does
show is
not.
yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, I love that. I see what you did. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. But he's totally telling me not to publish this show.
He
He's
is
calling me.
absolutely telling you not to publish this. Yes. Aerosmith had its time. It's time for something new, and something new needs to be something. Now, I'd always said, I think that the Incredicoaster should come over. But honestly, I think this is a really good idea. It's going to be a really, from what I'm hearing, it's going to be a really cute, like, reskin of the attraction. So it's still going to have the touches that we know and love for the most part of the attraction, but it's just going to be Muppetified, which again, I think we all can get behind. I think that's going to be great. Yes, unfortunately, I know we had to lose Muppets, and that is a loss. And who knows what's going to happen with that Villains Theater when Villains Land actually opens. You never know what they'll end up doing with it. Of course, the rumors have been flying that maybe Muppets can go in there eventually. We'll see. Who knows? And then it'll be like a Muppets courtyard, totally the whole thing over there. So who knows? But with that being said, you do then have the Monsters Inc. coaster and that whole Monsters Inc. area, which is being built. And honestly, I think people forget how cool that door coaster is going to be. Like, I have been dreaming about the door coaster since I saw the movie back in 2003. Like,
you have every
this is-
night.
Yeah, every night, every single night. So like this needed to happen, and it's going to be a huge plus for this park. I'm telling you, it's going to be huge. And you're gonna have the whole area. You're gonna have the, you know, Harryhausen's with the sushi and everything. I feel like they're gonna build that because they've kind of had that in the concept art. It'll be interesting to see what they put in the Glob Theater, which we know is going to happen as well. And then you have the secret edition that they're kind of building. It's not really secret; they've announced it, but the, you know, the magic of animation is coming back again, which is something that's so needed to happen. And I know a lot of people wanted Monsters Inc. to go there. The footprint wasn't big enough. So it is nice to see that they are going to go back to their roots a little bit with animation here. I love the fact that it's, you know, it's going to have the calls back with the drawing classes are going to be there. You're going to have the character meet and greets. I honestly remember it was me, you, and Pam, Mike, and we went and met Mr. and Mrs. Incredible. And I still have a picture somewhere.
Dude, I have that picture. Yes.
Yes.
I have the
meeting
picture.
Mr. and Mrs. Incredible. So it's a great place for them to bring in characters, especially for like newer movies. They can bring those in there. You know, they haven't done that in a while. So like have a great place for those characters to go that you know, we can have those unique interactions. I really am excited to see where this park goes in the future. I think it's going to I think it's trending in the right direction. And I know there are some people who disagree with me, but I really think this is the shot in the arm the park really needed. So I think it's going up. I'm going to buy stock.
No,
I'm going to buy stock
I agree.
now.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
It's trending up. I mean, that park's going to be better in 3 years.
It's going to be better in 3 years for sure. Yeah. I mean, heck, it's going to be better next year because that's when Muppets and animation is opening up. So like all we have to wait is like a year and the park is already going to be monumentally better at that point. So plus Star Wars Launch Bay needed to go like 10 years ago. I don't think it's even been open that long, but still it needed to go like a long time ago.
Besides that thing where you went there just to post it on social media for your last like hurrah, like when was the last time you went to Launch Bay?
What was it like? A dead
no,
zone?
No. When was the last time you went before that time?
Oh, when was the last time I went before? Oh, 5 years ago. I mean, honestly, it had been forever. I hadn't been in so long because I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. So I
love Star Wars, but I'm
not going there to meet the characters. I'm not going there, you know, like, and the exhibits were all dated and there was nothing new. And they had a show there for a while that they took out too. So like there was nothing back there. So I think it had been 5 years since I'd been in that area before I went for my last hurrah video, which you can find on my YouTube channel now. Yep. So
but here's the thing though, like, okay, but this was pre Galaxy's Edge though too.
Yeah.
Cause I remember a day back there with Scott, like our families were back there. Scott, remember that day where we were back? Dude, I have great pictures of us like just screwing around back there.
It was raining so hard because it's Hollywood Studios.
Yes.
So it's raining.
That's right. I forgot it was raining. We had we're doing lightsaber battles. Dude, we're trading with Jawas. We have pictures, like up close pictures with Jawas. I mean, they look,
and that was cool.
Dude, they were directly out of like, you know, A New Hope. I mean, like I am up close with a Jawa taking a selfie and I swear it looks just like it was a Jawa that took out R2-D2 on Tatooine. I mean, I'm like right next to this thing. And it's like, all you see is like the little yellow eyes and the little hood. I'm like, this is awesome. I mean, because I could not be closer to the thing. I'm like, how do they do this? And it was like trading, and like sometimes it would just like throw crap back at you, and like it was like the greatest thing ever. Like I couldn't believe they did that. I mean, Scott, do you remember that day? It was like we had a blast.
I do.
It was used
I love
well.
trading with them. Maybe with this going away, like maybe they can bring Star Wars weekends back somehow. Like just like that's the only.
At least.
I'm not a fan of Galaxy's Edge. Like, I'm really not.
I'm not either.
I hate on it quite a bit. And I think that's why we just can't have Star Wars weekends anymore because you have a whole land dedicated to it. But dang, that was the best, like, thing they did for that park, I feel like.
I'm telling you, some of the most fun food I had was at Star Wars weekends. It was, like, the last one that they had. And they had, like, I think they were testing food out for when they were doing Galaxy's Edge. But they had, like, all these unique things at, it was Backlot Express, and I remember they had like, it was C-3PO in like, it wasn't cheese, but it was like a cheese bread crackery thing. It was so cool. Like,
and they would have that Darth Vader burger.
That Darth Vader burger, man.
I always had that. I always had that. It was black.
The black bun.
Yeah.
I get, which you don't want coming out the other end. But
stop. I don't want it, dude. I've heard enough about that this week. Let's stop.
Exactly. Like I get the idea behind like wanting to have like a realistic Star Wars location. I get it. But really honestly, I think people have just enjoyed the fun of Star Wars and that kind of stuff. Having a black bun burger because with Darth Vader on it, or having C-3PO cheese cracker things or whatever, like having a Darth Vader cupcake. Remember they used to have the
Oh,
Darth Vader, like
that
it was
was
a
so
chocolate
good.
peanut butter cupcake,
Oh,
which
that was so good. Yeah.
Like they need to go back to the fun stuff of Star Wars, and I think that's what they're missing with all of it. Like it's so serious now, and it's like, get away from the seriousness of Star Wars and go back to the fun of Star Wars. And I think they'd have a hit on their hands with Galaxy's Edge. But I'm like you, Scott. I'm not in love with Galaxy's Edge. It's kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie.
I think that's the point. It takes itself too seriously. Like it does.
It takes itself way too seriously. Yeah.
I mean, because
way.
You're right. I mean, one of the best things they ever did was Hyperspace Hoopla, and that was dude, we went to that because we went to Star Wars weekends probably 5 years in a row, and we would make it so we get there the first we make sure our trip was over 2 weekends. We get there on a Saturday. And so we'd be there for the whole week and then stay for Friday, and we'd leave the next Saturday or Sunday. So we get to do 2 Star Wars weekends. And dude, we always went to Hyperspace Hoopla. And it was
so good.
It was like a fever dream though, because you would have Queen Amidala dancing with Darth Vader to Spice Girls. I'm like, what is this? But it is amazing. You can't take your eyes off it.
No, you couldn't.
And you'd have all the stormtroopers as background dancers. I mean, it was wild.
The one thing I don't understand why they have not brought back, besides the fact that it was at the end, and this is the only reason I can think that they haven't brought it back, because at the end it was a cluster to get your kids signed up for it, and that was the Jedi Training Academy. Why they haven't brought that back into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, I have no idea. The only reason, like I said, I can think of is just the immense mess it was to sign up your kid up for it, because you had to get there at the beginning of the park day, you had to sign up at the beginning of the park day.
We did it with Mallory. It was hard. It was hard. Yeah. So maybe if they did something, and dude, this would be even more difficult to get the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, but maybe if they did something where you signed up for it 60 days in advance, like you do with Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique or dining or something like that, and made a reservation that way. I don't know, that could work. But seriously, you could do something. So many people would sign up for, I mean, heck, they could even charge for it. I hate to say that, but seriously, it could be the lightsaber thing. They could totally charge for it and do a 60-day advance window, and they'd make so much money on that, and they'd have something that people would be talking about forever. I'm giving you an idea, Disney. Take my idea. You get money out of this one. So, and I would sign my own daughter up, and I can't even do that. And I'm, like I said, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, and I'd still sign her up.
Most impressive.
I'd pay you money. Here, I'm gonna pay you. I would pay you money to sign my daughter up for Jedi Training Academy. So
it was cool. That's because seriously, when you had your kid up there on the stage, battling Darth Vader,
so
that's
cool.
Still one of my favorite pictures with Mallory with that little cape on.
We totally went off on a huge tangent here, and I'm
sorry. Welcome to the
but...
Star Wars show. But yeah, I mean, it had its days, but but you're not going to miss it, because I haven't been back to what was it called?
The Star Wars Launch Bay?
Launch Bay. I forgot what it was called at this point. I remembered when we started this conversation. It was going on so long, I forgot what it was called. But yeah, I haven't been back there in ages. But it was, it was good before Galaxy's Edge. I haven't been to Launch Bay in ages, so it's not a loss. All right, we got to go around to our stock down. My stock down is, I don't know how to say this, but I've been thinking about this, is I have this conversation with Mallory. And I think somebody has to have this conversation with C-level executives at Disney. How you word things. So this past week, they said that, they're talking about how excited they are for these new additions to the parks, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got where you're going with this.
And they're pumping us up with this, right? And they use the term it's going to be awesome because we're taking over these underutilized areas. But these underutilized areas are also places that people have deep connections with. You know what I'm saying? To me, I know exactly what they're saying, at an intellectual level. I get it.
Right.
What underutilized level means to a C-suite person means it's not revenue generating per square foot. That's what they're saying, right? I get it. I understand what they're saying. I'm riffing on this for a second. But here's what I'm also hearing. Dude, underutilized area makes it sound like this is a dump. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we're redeveloping a dump. And you know what? Like, to me, Rivers of America wasn't a dump. Tom Sawyer Island wasn't a dump. You know, like, sometimes I'm like, these people make millions of dollars. They have to have coaches or somebody. Like, does somebody not hear what is coming out of their mouths? Because, like, sometimes Mallory will say something and I know she means it from a good place. But it's like, Mallory, you got to say it differently. Like, that's not how you say it. Like, you need to, like, deliver it with a little bit of softer blow. Like,
yes,
don't go right to the, like, that was like right into the heart. Like, no. Like, be nice in the delivery. Like, it's how you say it. Like, underdeveloped areas to me is just like, oh, it was a dump. We're gonna make it awesome, but it was a dump in the past. I don't know. So that was
I
think
that
stock down.
I think you're right. But I think the individual who we're discussing is, I think, the president of Walt Disney World, and I think he had it right the first part of what he was trying to say. He was like, I know that these areas are favorite places of, you know, somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was like where he started with, and that's where he should have ended it. You know, like, he shouldn't have continued the sentence with, but they were underutilized spaces.
And I get that they were, like, not revenue generating per square foot. I know what he's saying. I understand. And Scott, you work in business. I mean, I understand. You probably see it from a different perspective. I'm not a business guy. I understand exactly. I 100%, and I get it, right? It's all about churning, you know, making it into a place that, like, more people will pass through. And that's what he's saying. Yep. But I mean, dude, just say it nicer. Just, like, softer blow. You know, I don't know. Just like, dude, stop. To me, it sounded like it was a dump. Stop. It's not. Then that's just my thing. I just want to throw it in there. Okay, Scott, we don't have to do all of that. I mean, unless you have something you like. Scott, you're a business guy.
No, I don't mind that term because I didn't see or hear what you guys were talking about. I was kind of busy this weekend. If it happened this weekend, but yeah, underutilized. I mean, yeah, like, that just means, if you think about the Rivers of America, like, yeah, you can fit X amount of people on a boat and go around this slow thing that takes like 20 minutes or whatever. You are not taking advantage of that space by getting 1,000 guests through another attraction instead. So kind of makes sense, but yeah, maybe they could use different words. Those are kind of like business words for sure. I know my communications team at work would type up something very similar for a statement.
And I think it was at kind of a businessy conference. Well, I don't know if it was at business. I forget where it was at, but it was probably the right term to use in that setting.
As a fan, though, yeah, you don't like to hear that, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But I agree with Scott. I mean,
I get it too. I'm just riffing here for a podcast, right? But I mean, I understand it.
As beautiful as Rivers of America was, it was underutilized.
But every place doesn't have to be 10 billion people a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, some places in a park need to be slow.
It's a big swatch of land, though. I mean, really, really. I've seen the visuals from above, and it was a big area of land. So I get it, and it's tough because, you know, it was underutilized in that regard.
Stop! See, now you're doing it. It's catching.
I know. I mean, I get
underutilized. Yeah,
it was underutilized.
Oh my God! Now you guys are both doing it. We're doomed. All right,
yeah,
it's spreading across the country.
I get the terminology. It may hurt.
There's no other way to say it, though,
but
Mike.
He's right. Scott's right. There's no other way to say it.
I don't know how else to say it.
It hurts. I get it, but sometimes the truth.
Do you want them to say the truth and say this place was crap?
Would that terminology work better for you, Mike?
No, it's just I don't know what I wanted to say. Like, you know, this place was awesome. It was really cool, but we have a magical place.
But now its time is over.
Yes, now you're talking. Now, there we go.
But it died a slow death, and now we're here.
There needs to be like an A and a B, like the delivery, like for the fans, like. Yeah, it was a beautiful place, and it's time
Here's
to
our
take
shareholders, which is ironic because you're selling your shares on this. But
exactly.
I'm out for the fans. Yes, sell. All right, Scott, go ahead. This is a fun show, just to riff on stuff. But go ahead. What you got?
Well, I'm selling. I'm just gonna straight up say it. I'm selling all of my stock in Soren.
Oh,
I am fed up with Soren.
I'm with
I'm
you.
tired of it. And so Soaring Over California opened a DCA, right? Like in 2001 or something. But if you think about Epcot specifically, is kind of where I'm talking about because I love Soaring Over California. I think it was 555, right? It was like
Yeah,
May 5th,
555. Yeah.
2005, kind of cool day. So that's when it opened. And it ran about 11 years because I believe it was June of 2016 when Soaring Around the World happened. And that was 9 years ago. And
Oh, was it really?
I think it's time is done. I'm like
Oh
I never once enjoyed Soaring Around the World. Like maybe the first
no,
time you did it, you're like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. But like every time I ride it, I'm like, dang, I miss California.
I
And
agree with you,
I
Scott.
think it's time for a new video. I really do because it's gonna take time to record a video. It's got to take time to market it, and it's gonna be
Edit
around
it.
that 10 to 11 year period where it's due. So I'm selling now and hoping that they announce something that's going to be closed, and then I'll rebuy in at a low price, and then boom,
There you
I'm
go.
gonna get my stock up. But I have other problems with Soren though too. It's just not the video; it's the queue.
Mm-hmm.
I know they opened up Concourse C; it's lovely, but if you have a lightning lane, it's still going to take you 35 minutes to
It's
get on that
terrible.
ride. Like
Yeah.
it's awful. Like
Mm-hmm.
I wish they could figure out something with that queue and like how it's operated. I mean, I know it's hard because you have to wait for you can't really load until someone knows, but the loading process just takes so
It really
long
does.
on that ride.
It
But
really does.
what gets me though is that you got Star Wars, right? And I don't even know how many times, but like they have put so many new scenes into Star Tours, like
Mm-hmm.
over the years. Like, why can't we get some new videos or some new scenes in the Soarin'? I don't think it's that. I personally don't think it's that hard, but I don't know. Like, I just got to see
Mm-hmm.
something different. It's boring to me. Soarin' needs to be fresh. Maybe you have some randomizing. Maybe you get California one day. Maybe you get the world the next. Maybe you get Soaring around Michigan. We got some great lakes around here. Some cool things. Maybe we can get some other pieces around the country into it as well. Like, I just want to see a change.
Soren, I think you're onto something. Soren with randomization, I think would be huge because you never know what you're gonna get. It could have different scenes, playing different times, and I really think that that would work out a lot better because the rewritability factor would be there then at that point. Like I am with you, Scott. I honestly don't ride Soren every time anymore, and it was one of my favorites when it was Soren over California.
And like,
So
yeah,
yeah,
and like maybe do this fun little random thing like I don't know why I keep trying to compare it to Star Tours, but there's always like the Rebel Spy. Maybe you'll
oh,
have like the secret
interesting.
pilot or something, and someone gets like some Soren, and then you get off the ride and you get some Soren wings like you were the secret pilot for this experience. Great job.
Interesting.
Or
Yeah.
Well,
nice work, pal, or something
Yeah.
on the pilot.
here's one other thing I was thinking about when you were just mentioning this. They just missed a great opportunity with the 250th anniversary of our country. That would have been a great time to debut Soaring Across America. Like you
True.
said, fly over Michigan, over the over Mackinac Island, fly over the Gateway Arch and show, not that St. Louis is, gorgeous, but
But
you
the
know,
arch is
the
very
Gateway Arch would-
recognizable.
people
cool
always
would
want
be
to
to
see
go
the
over the
arch.
arch? Yeah,
People want
there's
to
so
see
many
the arch. You
landmarks
know
in
what I'm
the
saying? But I mean,
country.
like for a split second, people think the arch is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like just boom, you see the arch, the Grand
Something cool,
Canyon.
like go over New York City or something,
Yes.
like oh my gosh, Chicago skyline. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
think there's just so much opportunity. I mean, I know it probably costs obviously, but they went like all super CGI on the current one.
Oh,
Like
for
let's get away.
sure.
And I don't
That's
want to
what
see
takes
it.
me out of it.
And I don't want
Yeah.
to see an AI soaring. I want to see
No.
something real.
Yeah.
And I just feel like its time is due, and that's why I'm selling my stock right now, hoping that
Mm-hmm.
the stock will drop now that I've sold it, and I'm going to buy back in when they announce that they're going to refresh it because it needs a refreshing.
Agreed.
I like that idea.
Agree.
Scott says, Jason says, still waiting for Soaring over college football, Soaring over the E SEC.
College football stadiums. There you go. With the band is on the field, you hear a little fight song as you go over.
Oh, dude, yeah, exactly. All the like pregame activities, all the tailgates. Oh, sign me up. Put it in my veins.
I would be out.
Directly into
Thank
my
you.
veins. Directly into
No,
my.
thank
That'd
you.
be my only thing I would go to. All right, Ricky, close us out. What do we got? One last stock down.
I think this one's going to be controversial.
Dude, I think we've already had a couple controversials. So let's go.
I'm selling my stock in Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
Oh.
I told you, I think it's controversial. I love the parties, don't get me wrong. They are still my favorite thing that Disney does. However, with that being said, it's gotten a little stale over the last few years. It's if they touch the parade, I riot. Like, don't touch the parade. The parade doesn't need it. The fireworks are fine. And I do love the Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular. However, that's been a while, and they could do some refreshing of that too. You don't need to bring in the second movie, but there could be some refreshing of the that one of that show. There needs to be a shot in the arm of something, whether it be stage shows, whether it be a new fireworks spectacular. It has the same content that it's had for pretty much the last like 20 years. And I don't, I love the whole party. And I think it's great. I just think it needs a little shot in the arm. You look at, and again, I know that, this is a Disney podcast, but you look at something like Halloween Horror Nights, and every single year they take a whole, I know it's a whole different idea behind them.
You did 27 minutes on Halloween Horror Nights last Friday.
But every year they take it and they completely transform it, and it's pretty much a whole new experience every single time, which is what keeps people coming back year after year after year after year. And Disney just keeps building on the same stale stuff with Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party over and over and over again. And to be honest, this year it took a lot longer for it to sell out than it has in previous years. And I was paying attention because I almost bought tickets for the party the weekend that we were there, and they were available like pretty close up to when the lead up for the weekend that we like. But
it's still sold out at $1 bajillion in September.
Did sell out at $1 bajillion.
It's crazy.
But it took about the week before I went for it to sell out, which is
still
very unusual for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
It still shocks me that the whole season can sell out in September at those prices.
It did not sell out.
That's what I was going to say. Like,
well, actually, it did. Yeah, at the end of September. Yeah.
I'm not selling my stock just for that reason alone. I'm making money because they keep increasing these prices. I'm getting a huge dividend every year.
It
does need a change. I would think it would need a change, but people are going. People are buying into it. They're going.
And that's why it's not changing.
They're going because the TikTok has like spouted the
I agree. Social media, yeah,
of the Halloween candy. People are going to see just how much Halloween candy they can rack up. And then you see the pictures on social media of like their bed completely covered in candy. That's really, honestly, like a lot of it is like that social media cachet. I feel like that people are going into right now, because
I also think people go because it's like 4 or 5 nights a week. And if you want to see Magic Kingdom at night on a trip, you have like no choice but to go.
That's true.
So they really like, that's how they get you. Because like if I was going for a week in October, like I'd have to buy a ticket because I want to spend a couple nights in Magic Kingdom, and that's my only chance.
Which is wild if you have like a family of 4, because that's almost like a whole nother Magic Kingdom ticket.
It is. So they just need a shot in the arm. So I may be selling a little early, but I feel like it needs something to keep it from getting stale, and it's starting to get a little stale in my opinion. So like I said, I had a controversial take on this one.
That's fine. But I got an idea, though, to spice it up, because Shaggy he's got an idea. He says Not So Scary needs a change. He thinks they need characters in the treat locations like Disneyland. Like
that would be yes.
And I have an idea. So you go through all the trick-or-treating there, and then you make your way, like you go around the park, and then as you get towards the last station, which is by the park exit there, you meet the characters there, you get your candy, but at the last one, it's Goofy with a chainsaw! Yeah! And he's chasing you back onto the monorail or the boat. And that's your nightmare for the night. Here comes Goofy! I had to do it.
True.
That was because of Lisa.
What a great closing.
Yes. It would be the way to go. I'm just saying.
It would. That'd be.
Hey, they brought back chainsaws at Universal this year, so I'm all in on the chainsaw.
That was all Lisa's fault from down in Mobile, Alabama.
It was.
Good job, Lisa. I totally forgot about Goofy, but he was sitting there he was teed up. He was ready.
Yeah,
to go.
he was. Yeah, but I think at least adding more characters and the treat locations and having them, be interactive, that actually could work, at least to give a little bit of a shot in the arm. But I feel like it needs something a little more major. But that I think that's a really good start for sure. So it needs some love. It needs some love.
Don't we all?
Yeah, we do. And in the same vein, and this one's gonna get more. I feel like Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party also needs a shot in the arm too. But
Santa's not going to leave you any gifts. Just
no,
knock it
I
off.
know he's not. The parade is fine. Fireworks are all right. I don't know. It needs a shot in the arm too. So.
Guess what? I've had enough shots in my arms. I'm good.
Yeah, I bet you have.
I'm good. My arms are like pin cushions. All right, we're getting out of here. We're going to wish you a great weekend. We're going to have a live call-in show Sunday night, though, so you can give us your stock up and stock down. But if you can't wait till Sunday night, come over to the Clubhouse, beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. We'll have that current BOGP episode thread, and just jump in and let us know. Do you want to soar in over college football where they pump in the smell of hot dogs and nachos?
And runs us.
And runs us. Yeah, baby. Let's go. I'm in, dude. That should be Concourse C all the time. So coming over, give us your ideas. We love having our fun over in the Clubhouse. It's free for everybody. Just beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. The show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Just swing by themagicforless.com. Also, please use our Amazon affiliate link, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. Anytime you do that online shopping, that helps us out. And you can support us on Patreon. Just $5 a month for that support. Gives us all we need to keep the show going. Thank you to everybody who does that. It means the world to us. When you do that, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. I have a great show coming this Sunday, so join us for that. Again, got it wrong. Patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Now, you can give us a follow on the social media. I'm at beourguestmike on x.com. Instagram and Threads. Scott's in the same place at Epscott, EPSCOT. Ricky's at Ricky Nibs, RIKKINIBS. And again, the live show Sunday night. So join us for that. And I think that's about it. All right. So for Scott and Ricky, I'm Mike, wishing you a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
Real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.